Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Cody. I am the account manager here at eSoft Planner that has been helping Garden Hills get transitioned over to the new software. So today I'll be taking you guys through a little bit of a run the day kind of scenario at the club this summer. So there's kind of two main topics I'll be covering with you guys today. Member check-in, guest check-in, which is kind of the one. And then we'll also go through the point of sale, how to check out a drawer, purchase a product, attach it to an existing client so they can get a receipt, and also how to balance out the drawer and close it out at the end of every day. So as you can see, I'm logged in the concession and admissions GHP staff account here. This is the account that most of you guys will log into every day, whether you're working the front desk or the snack bar. So first, we'll start with member check-in. So we'll go to accounts. You can go to the member check-in page. And if you're working the front desk, most of your day will probably be spent on this screen here. Right, there's a couple different ways that we can check clients in. We can just search the last name. We can search a family member name if there's any sort of split families, where maybe there's multiple last names in the family profile. Or if you guys do go the route of assigning custom IDs or barcodes to clients' accounts, they can check in that way. Not sure if that's something that you guys will do, but it is a possibility as well. And I'll kind of walk through both scenarios and how it kind of looks there. So the first way that we'll go check somebody in is we'll just search the last name. If I do Newfield, we'll do Kirsten. We can see that, hey, Kirsten has a family of 4 membership. Let's say the Newfield family is here. We can check in. And then it will ask you, hey, who in the family is here? Is it the whole family? Is it Kirsten? Is it Bob? Or is it just the child, whoever it may be? So in here, I'm going to go ahead and just say that it's just Kirsten checking in. So we can go and click the family member that's here, check them in. If they have a picture popped that on their profile, it will automatically populate right here. And then let's say that Kirsten was bringing in a guest today. We can go in and we can hit purchase guest pass. If Kirsten has one guest with her, we can go and say that, hey, we're going to purchase one guest pass here. And then we can choose the payment method. If it's a credit card, you can go ahead and type in the information, or most of the time, clients will probably pay in cash. So we can always just put the cash in here. There's 2 options when you're purchasing. You can purchase now. This would be if, like, hey, Kirsten walked in, she just wanted to buy 10 guest passes to have on her profile for the summer. And then that would take you back to the check-in screen, but it wouldn't let you check in the guests. If the guest is right in front of you with the member, then you want to go ahead and hit purchase and check in guests. It will take us back to this screen here. And we can see that the guest pass was purchased successfully. And then we could go ahead and type in the guest name that is arriving with the member. And then we can just hit use individual guest pass. And now that guest will also be checked in. And then from there, you can say, all right, you guys are good to go. Check in the next family that populates in here as well. On this report, you're always going to be able to see how many people are checked into the pool at one time or at the club for a day. So we can go to the swim check-in report. We can see the main account holder's name, the membership type that they have, the time that they checked in, and then we can also see the guest that is checked in here as well. So we can see that, hey, Kirsten brought in the guest Cody. This way, if there ever is a young child that's checked in as a guest with a member's family, the child gets hurt, but they're not a member of the pool, you can always reference back the swim check-in report to say, hey, who did Cody come in with today? And then you can find the member's name, go contact them at the club, and address the situation that way. And then if we're ever on this page, we can always go and hit the member check-in screen to take us right back here as well. Again, the family member name is something that you guys can use if you're not finding it the first time. But again, you can always just type in the name and the family will populate here. If you're not sure and you just want to say, like, all right, maybe it starts with this, you can always hit the drop down and it's going to show everybody that has those letters in their name down below. So you can always try to find it that way. And then you can always reference the phone number if there's ever any sort of question on, hey, is this the correct account? All right. So that's kind of the check-in. Again, we can go to the guest check-in, and it's just going to take us to a similar page here, where we can see who all brought in guests, how many guest passes are available, and if we need to purchase more. I don't think that you guys are going to typically use that all too much. Most of the time when you purchase a guest pass, it's going to be as you're checking in a guest or as you're checking in an existing member. Okay. So from here, I'll go back to the home screen. and then we'll go through the point of sale. So for the point of sale, we can click on the point of sale tab. The first thing it's going to ask you to do is check out your drawer to start the day. So there, at the beginning of the day, you're going to check out your drawer because you're taking it out of the safe or wherever you keep your cash box. And at the end of the day, you're going to be checking it in, if that makes sense for you guys. So I can use the existing drawer here, but actually I'm going to go ahead and just close this out so we can go through this whole process here. So let's check in the drawer. Zeros, perfect. Enter, check in the drawer. So let me restart, go back home here, go back to the point of sale. All right, so then as you can see, or as you saw previously, if there is an existing drawer already checked out and you're working at that location, you can just use the existing drawer if it's midday shift change or the system kicked you out and you need to get back in. But typically to start the day, you're going to be here. You're going to choose what location you're working in. So whether you're at the front desk or the concession stand, if there's any sort of purchases that need to be made at the front desk through the point of sale. But most of the time for the snack bar, you just want to make sure that you're matching up the concession stand with the concession drawer and then the front desk with the admissions drawer. All right. So if I do concession drawer, let's say that you guys start the day with $50 in change in your cash box every day or whatever your default amount is. And then we can go ahead and check out the drawer to start the day. So as we kind of go along and get closer to the summer, more products will populate in here. But right now, you're just going to see your top selling products displayed on this screen. So this will be your top 6 to 8 selling products just to make it nice and easy for you guys to search kind of your regular repurchase products. You could also go to the different categories over here, drinks, and anything, or guest passes, anything like that, if we need to purchase a guest pass at the point of sale as well, right? So from here, let's say that, hey, a member came up, they wanted a Sprite. All you guys really need to do is click on the product, and then you can see that that product is going to be immediately added to the cart here. So then we can always go back to the home screen. And then the one thing that we do need to do is be sure to always attach this to a client if it's an existing member. The importance of this is that if you attach it to a client, then they will receive a receipt to the email on file here. So if I go here, hey, this client has everything in the cart that they need, we can go attach it to a client here. We can search the client's last name, not in the system, so we'll go ahead and use person again, attach the order. You can see that the order is now attached to the client name there, and then you have your payment methods. So is it a credit card or is it cash? If it's a credit card, you can use the credit card, type in the information, or if you guys have this credit card scanner, you can hit scanner, have them swipe the mag strip, and then all you have to do is type in the CVV code. Most of the time, again, especially for $1 transaction, cash will be preferred. So we can say cash. Maybe they handed you a $5 bill. You can type in the cash received, pay now, and then you can see that an email will be sent to the email on file for that specific member. It will tell you the change due. And if you ever needed to print the receipt, you could. And again, it will show the product, the purchase, the date, who made the purchase, everything there. But again, you guys don't really need to worry about this if you're attaching to the client, right? Because then they're always going to receive that receipt via email, whether the parent's there with the child or the family member or whoever it may be. From here, we can always go right back to the sales screen, and it will take us back to the screen with the top selling products. If we ever need to, we can go to the receipts. We can see all purchases that have been made for the day. We can also view the receipts with line items to see exactly what products were purchased here. And we can say no line items. And let's say for whatever reason, Kirsten came back, the can of Sprite was already opened or it was cracked or something, right? So we're going to refund it and give them a new can of Sprite, or they're going to change the drink product, whatever it may be. We can always hit refund here. Just so you guys know, the system will not allow you to over refund. So if I did 2 and I tried to refund 2 back in cash, you will get an error message because the system knows that, hey, there was only one product purchased in this order, so it's not going to let you over refund any sort of quantity that was purchased. So let's say, yeah, we're going to go ahead and refund the 1 Sprite. You want to make sure you choose the correct drawer that you're refunding it to, so the money balance is out at the end of the day. So we can say, hey, it's a concession drawer. We gave them their $1 back in cash, and we're going to refund that item. So now that item's refunded. If I go back to the receipts, you can see that money coming in and then that money coming out for the refund there, right? So now if I go back to the sales screen, and let's say it's the end of the shift, we're closing down the concession stand at the end of the day, you will go back to the sales drawer and we can check in the sales drawer because we're going to be putting it back in the safe. This is where you would want to count down your drawer, make sure that, hey, the cash sales and the closing balance match with what we have. Obviously for credit cards, it's just going to tell you the sales because there's not going to be an opening credit card balance. So that should always be able to match up. And then we're not worried about checks and others. So that's not something you guys will ever have to worry about. But just so you guys know, if I put in 51, it will always note that there was an overage at the drawer at the end of the night. And then if I did 49 again, it will obviously then show the shortage in that drawer. Ideally, you guys are able to get the 4 green zeros. That means your drawer has been balanced out correctly. There's no money missing, no more money that was too much money given out in change or anything like that. And then we can check in the drawer. You're done for the day. And then you guys can always hit log out and close down the computer for the day as well. So that's kind of the check-in process. That's kind of the check-in process and the point of sale process. Obviously, it wasn't a super extensive point of sale just because we didn't have a ton of products created. But as those products get there, more and more of those categories will show up on the left-hand side that you guys will be able to purchase through. And there might be some additional things that get added as we go along. So that's a general start that I think will get you guys started. If there are any questions, anything else that I can help out with, please don't hesitate to contact me, and I'm happy to help out where I can.